the excerpt and the link to physiology.org.
Ah, yes. Thank you, Tiffany. Proving me right. Or at least partially on the right track.
Someone's wondering when the next dive stream is. Well, we're diving now. If you check out the satellite feed too, you'll see Argus's view. It's a little different than usual because we're not diving with Hercules.
Probably.
And after this dive, we are going into port, and then the Nautilus will be back at sea, I think in a few days.
Monday.
Yeah, Monday probably.
And we'll be doing some dives in the marine sanctuary here in Samoa. Someone said there are lions that live on the coast.
Go ahead. Yeah, do what you need to, and then once we're 40 meters, we're going to continue tracking. Thank you.
So cats live, or lions live near the coast where in Africa maybe? Probably? I don't think they're anywhere in outside of Africa, are they?
I don't think they're anywhere outside of Africa presently.
I know tigers are in India.
Yeah, I guess my question with that is like, yeah, it makes sense that something coastal, like if it lives on the coast, it could adapt to that, or, you know, evaporated bodies of water. But my question is, why don't other animals have it?
That's a good question.
Lions used to have a much greater range though, right?
I don't know.
I think, because I think if you look at like old like English symbols and crests and stuff, there's lions in there. Would they have been?
Well, they usually took lions captive a lot of times.
Okay.
Like you think of like the Romans and the Colosseum.
Yeah.
Right.
But they adventured into the areas, knew that they were powerful creatures, and became kind of a symbol.
Okay, so they used to have a range outside of Africa. It appears down into India, even in Spain and France. It looks like where some of the that's a question. Might have been places where lions lived, as far north as France. Yeah, so those were, let's see. Looks like Greece, they've confirmed in a few countries just north of Greece, and yeah, but Spain and France and Italy are all question marks on this source.
That's cool. Well, it probably came up through the Near East then, and through Anatolia, Turkey.
Yep.
Or I suppose over Gibraltar when land bridges up.
And this map suggests that there are some lions in India still.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
but in a very small area.
So the more we're starting to come right of track, I'm realizing the last line that they had this issue, they came almost 80 meters right.
Yeah. Oh, was this also a southern line? No, that was going north, right?
That was a southern line.
But they were. Oh, I see.
Because we then
I see what happened.
redirected.
Yeah. Well, so then they probably need to go further right.
So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Bridge nav. Request another 40 meter step. Thank you. Roger that. Drawing a lightning bolt in our ship track. So Rennie was saying something about not coming all the way down this line and redirecting. Oh, he's not listening to his comms. Oh, you're still connected. Oh, sorry. I didn't think that you took it off.
I have a long tether.
Very well. So is that still how we're going to run it? Eventually cut over and go back north?
Yeah.
All right. At what point are we looking for? Maybe here-ish?
We just did that.
Sure. Thank you. I'm good. Do you want any more? Thank you.
Alrighty. Keep a general baseline so we don't overshoot.
Yep.
We have a viewer asking about different density pools in the ocean. For example, brine pools. Are there any other pools that have different densities and we've observed other than brine pools?
Not that I know of. Chris, can you zoom out more?
Sure.
I think I don't think we want to turn that early. We want to go
Further up?
Yeah, like. Oh, I see what the I
think that methane can freeze in the ocean.
Yeah, we can probably turn about there.
So would that be at the seafloor, Rebecca?
Mm-hmm.
And it would be frozen, huh?
Yep. And they just recently found some sort of organism that like can kind of like burrow into it.
That's cool.
Yeah, it took us longer to get over to start this line than I thought it would, but that's all right.
For the viewer asking about different colors on our side scan in stream 1, the brighter the color, like the yellow there, is means it's
Go ahead.
has a higher reflectivity for our
Roger.
sonar.
Yes, please.
So that means that it's probably a more dense or harder material that's reflecting the sound waves back. And the darker areas, if you see them on the sides, those are sometimes indentations in the seafloor or holes where the sound goes in and doesn't quite escape and make it back to the sonar. So generally, yeah, the brighter the color, the more reflective the material.
It's a really long interaction.
It was 2.
Yeah, but the second one was still like 45 minutes.
Okay. Alright, Argus is coming over. Does anyone have any good movie suggestions?
Troll Hunter.
movie?
Troll
Yeah.
Hunter?
Yep.
Never heard of it. Well, there's some ridgeline in Argus.
Yep.
That's what we were passing over, that bright reflection.
We are on that side of that slope, so kind of makes sense.
Sheet
Yeah.
flow of some kind. Yeah, this is looking better for Argus.
Yeah, definitely.
So we have some suggestions. Trouble with Harry, a black comedy by Hitchcock. And 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Oh, yeah. I wonder why they suggested that one.
Yeah, Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, that's really good.
I was never really worried about that one, you know, because they didn't want them to mess it up.
I wasn't a huge fan, actually. I thought it was a decent 90-minute movie, but it wasn't a good 2-hour and 45-minute movie. It was like just it needed an editor, like a really heavy edit. It was just, every scene was like really drawn out.
Yeah, I was never like, I love sci-fi, but I was never really into the old Blade Runner, and then I wasn't like heavily invested in the new one. Like, thought it looked really good. But. What's the other one that you mentioned the other night that he did? The Arrival. I like that.
Yeah, Arrival is really like mind-bending.
That's
was really cool.
trippy.
Yeah.
There's a movie that my biology teacher suggested to me in high school, and it was about I forget what the name of it was, but it was about like this group of couples that like got together for a party, and there was like a comet going overhead that night, and so like they all went out to like look at the comet, but then like the lights go out, and you know, so they're trying to like turn on the power, and there's like one house down the street that has power, and so like, you know, they go to try to figure it out, and you know, it just, a lot of mind-bending confusion ensues. Like it takes a little bit to pick up, but once like it starts picking up, I had to research after it. Like I finished.
What's it called?
I have no idea. I can look it up for you. But
not helpful.
No, I mean it's
not
it's
very
pretty
helpful.
Just look up like.
Sounds like Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very Twilight Zone-ish if they made like a full movie, you know. And just look up, I don't know, sci-fi comet going overhead, something, or if someone on the internet knows what I'm talking about, let me know.
Make with the Google.
Yeah, can anyone?
Yeah, I can Google it. What was the description again?
Sci-fi comet.
Movie.
Something. It's gonna come up with like Deep
Sci-fi
Impact
movie?
or Armageddon or something.
Yes, yeah, did all that.
Also good movies.
Yeah, we need better description. So we're having some viewers asking about S Machina.
Oh, that's a good one.
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
And I've heard it's a good one. I haven't watched it myself. The Hunt for Red October.
It's a good movie.
I haven't seen that. Oh my god. I'm missing everything.
Yeah, I'd like to see that again.
What about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse?
That's really good.
Yeah. Cool.
Yes,
To respond some of the questions, we are Argus is 15 to 20 meters above the seafloor still, right?
Yeah, kind of. It's we're on a slope right now, so the bottom's a lot closer on one side than the other.
Cool. So that's why if you're following us, you can see your channel 1, and you'll see this the black zone in the middle that would show like how far away Argus is hovering from the seafloor. Oh yeah, absolutely. Speaking of movies, Studio Ghibli, yeah, they have amazing movies. Grave to the Fireflies, I haven't seen that one. Have you guys seen that one?
What is it?
Grave of the Fireflies.
No.
But I have seen Howl's Moving Castle.
Oh, great.
That's pretty awesome.
Great movie. Which that, what's that movie that came out? It was based on the books, the,
Oh, yeah, that one.
Oh yeah, the movie based on the books. Yeah.
No, but it just came out about the
That's
cities,
right, that one, yeah.
the cities that like.
Oh, Mortal Engines.
Mortal Engines, yeah. That reminded me a lot of Howl's Moving Castle.
Oh yeah, I remember that movie came out. I meant to see that.
Someone
really
someone says that your movie might be Coherence, 2013.
That might sound. Yeah, that sounds kind of right. Can they put in the like description or summary?
Okay, let me check
Copy
that.
and paste. Or yeah, if you want to look it up.
I liked there's the two they're kind of supposed to be scary, but they're not that scary. They're like half comedy. There's Get Out, and there's a new one. I think it's called Us.
Us, yeah.
Oh, Get Out.
They're
Get Out
both
is
really
great.
good. I like those.
So So 8 friends reunite at a dinner party when a comet passes.
That sounds
I
like
did a pretty good
Sounds
description of that.
Perfect. Thank you so much to all our viewers
Yeah,
that
thank you.
have
That's
been
I'm really
commented
surprised
it,
someone knew that. It's not like a mainstream movie.
That's so great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coherence, I really suggest it.
Perfect.
Stick with it for the first bit. It's a little slow, but it's worth it.
Yeah. Have you watched Maiden? Someone suggested
No.
Maiden. No?
Mike's seen it.
And you were right, The Last Jedi was not my favorite. Absolutely not.
That was the most recent one?
Yeah, maybe the last couple haven't been my favorite. Yeah.
It's like there's so many different eras of Star Wars, you know. There's
Okay.
obviously the first ones.
I
And
guess the
then
new one is this summer, right?
the prequels, which were just very different, you know. But then these ones that they're coming out with now, the series, are a whole different like strand of them. And then there's all I'm a big fan of like the intermediate stories, you know, like Solo and Rogue One.
I thought Rogue One was really good. I like
Rogue
that.
One definitely filled some gaps.
Yeah.
It was a really good story.
I didn't see the Solo one. I find though with all these new Star Wars or just lots of movies, it's like series and stuff. They've gotten away from like the things that make them those movies, and now they're just like an action movie in a sort of skin. You know, they're like kind of more formulaic. I don't know.
Yeah.
Did I miss the sunrise? I did, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Oh.
Didn't you walk back up here?
Yeah, didn't you? You didn't realize it was light out then?
I mean, yes, but I wanted to see, like, you know, like that dramatic
yeah.
moment.
Well, it was kind of
Cloudy.
there's clouds, yeah. I don't think we saw like it come over the horizon type sunrise.
Oh, it looks great out
Yeah,
there.
there's no Lion King theme as it came over the horizon.
Okay.
Camport has a sunrise right now.
Oh yeah, it's peeking over the clouds now.
We're still getting some suggestions for movies. Have you heard about Cats 2019? The trailer?
Cats 2019.
Based
Is
on
that
the
like
play?
the Broadway
Cats.
musical
Yeah.
Cats?
Or maybe.
The movie's pretty old, I think, but they are.
Yeah,
I
maybe
did hear
they're
they were
like
doing
remaking it.
Where'd that go? I saw a picture of from that Cats thing. I got it. And they look terrifying.
Oh, like what they wore in the
No,
musical?
the new movie or something. Is it a movie
Oh.
or a new? It's
I don't know,
not
I
a
haven't
new,
seen anything about
not
it.
a new stage thing, I don't think.
I didn't watch the musical, so I feel like I'm kind of just out of...
I don't know what it was, if it's a mini series or a TV show or a movie, but I was thinking of an older movie a minute ago. Oh, Waking Ned Divine. It's like a really good Irish comedy movie.
Yeah, I'm obviously limited by what we have downloaded on board, but I will take your suggestions in account.
I want to see all the submarine movies we've been talking about.
Down Periscope.
Down Periscope, I
Hunt
really
for
want
Red
to see
October.
again. Yeah. Red October I've seen so many times, I don't know if I want to see it again.
So it's
Have
down
you seen the
Periscope.
Life Aquatic?
Down Periscope.
Yeah, Life Aquatic is
Yeah,
amazing.
Periscope is more of a comedy.
Yeah. Okay.
It's hilarious.
Have you seen The Aviator? I have seen that movie, and I really liked it.
What's it about?
It's Leonardo DiCaprio.
There's like, yeah. Was there like a ton of CGI in that movie? The Aviator. I think I saw it.
Oh, wow. I didn't see that, but I remember it. when
It's a
it
very
came out.
obsessive guy.
Pan's Labyrinth. That was really
Oh
good.
my God, I
that
loved
movie's
that
awesome.
movie.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it.
And he has a new one with some kind of Aquaman in it, and that's really good too.
Do
Oh
you
yeah.
mean the
What's that movie called?
The Shape of Water?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh wow,
Shape of
yeah.
Water is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about Project X? Have you seen that one?
Project
No, didn't
X.
see that.
1987.
1987.
No,
Huh.
I don't think I've
Old
seen
one.
it.
Project
How
X.
much wind do we have right now? Thinking about sailing.
11 knots.
Oh,
Mm.
that's a bingo square.
Yay!
Thank you,
Thank
viewer.
you to our viewer.
Just talked about the wind speed.
These are just parts of my job.
Some of them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that one is.
A lot of them weren't.
There's another one, me saying Martina. I mean, I don't have to say her name,
That's
but
right.
she's on watch with us too.
That's no.
She has to sit up there alone.
Nobody's arguing with you. These are parts of your job.
Oh my God, those movies are great. Quentin Tarantino, Inglourious Bastards, and Django
I
Unchained.
was just thinking of that. I
Yes.
just watched that last night.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Django Unchained.
No.
Inglourious Bastards?
Yeah.
What a good
That's
movie.
it. Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
really funny.
Yeah. The Explorers.
The part of the one guy that doesn't look Italian is like the most, that does the best job of pulling it off.
That's one of the best parts, where they're just like, buongiorno. And they just keep putting their hands out.
No, really say it to me. Buongiorno.
I think he's saying
so bad.
I think he's saying his name then, but yeah, it's the same thing. It's like Guillermo or something. Terrible.
It's awful.
So Project SX is with Matthew Broderick and the apes in the flight simulators, just in case.
Interesting. I've not heard of that.
Oh,
I want to see this.
oh my God! They included some. Yeah, a grounded pilot discovers a secret government experiment that involves exposing a group of trained chimpanzees to obscenely high levels of radiation. Oh my God.
Oh.
Okay.
So for some reason I was thinking like, I don't know why I immediately went to, you know, like NASA using chimps for stuff. I wasn't thinking like train them to like that's, wow, that's interesting.
I've not heard of this movie at all.
It's a lot different from what I was expecting.
Yeah. I want to see the Clint Eastwood and his buddy chimp movie you were talking about.
Every Which Way But Loose.
Yes.
Left Turn Clyde.
Left Turn Clyde.
I just want to see that scene. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have our side skin sonar in Argus, our ROV that we're towing, and it is hovering at about 15 to 20 meters above the seafloor.
What smell is that? That's a terrible new game.
Right in with your suggestions. Wrong answers only.
We have 14, so people from 14 different countries following us. So thank you so much for being part of this adventure in the search of the for the Samoan Clipper.
Don't eat that one. It's floor bean.
So this research has taken over 5 years. So after 5 years of research, fundraising, coordination, we're here, and the area that we selected was the result of that research. Oh my God, this is the best subject ever. We keep receiving movie suggestions.
Oh, I thought you were going to say smell suggestions.
Indiana Jones, that's a classic.
Oh, Indiana
Those
Jones
are
is great.
classics. Yeah.
In Bruges is awesome.
In Bruges is awesome, yeah. Trevor brought it up to me the other day. He's watching it. I guess I had told him, I suggested it to him ages ago, but it was, yeah, really good movie. But Indiana Jones movies are great. The first three. Then there's that
Crystal
atrocity
Skull
thing.
I don't know what happened there.
Delete that.
I didn't really even like the second one that much.
Which is the second one?
Temple of Doom.
Yeah, I always loved, like when I was a kid, I always loved the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark and Last Crusade are my favorites. Temple of Doom, I feel like it was okay, but it was a slight misstep as well.
Yeah.
Do you want me to read some of the suggestions?
Yeah.
Tons of them. Okay, so we have Shatter Island, Nightcrawler.
Mm.
Oh, Nightcrawler.
We have both of those downloaded.
Oh, yeah?
What's Nightcrawler? Is it the...
Nightcrawler is with, I think it's Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
That he, like, chases around, like, you know, any kind of, like, police and ambulance and stuff, and, like, tries to sell the stories by being the first one there.
Yeah, I want to see that.
The Patriot.
It's a good one.
Is that a Clint Eastwood?
Mel Gibson.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's the Revolutionary War movie with Mel Gibson, yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
The Departed with DiCaprio, Matt Damon, and Jack
Yes,
Nicholson.
that's a
I think
great
I've
movie.
seen that one, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
I don't think I've seen any of these.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of movies, so.
Ooh.
You're not the only one, Becca.
I don't usually get time,
I was going to...
but when
I don't
you're
have the attention span
you're
when I'm by
off for-
myself.
Oh, it's not about attention span. It's like what you just sit and tune out to. You know, you let your brain stop working for a couple hours. It's great.
Oh, God. Someone is suggesting that we should watch China Clipper, and there's someone playing the part of Ed Music.
Wait, there's a movie
Oh, wow,
called
really?
China
Yeah.
Clipper
Yeah.
about one of the
Thank you so much for the
Clippers.
suggestion.
How come we didn't know
It was
this?
China Clipper
I
in
don't know. Someone told me.
1936.
That's when the movie came out?
Mm-hmm.
It came out before the crash?
That's crazy.
Wow.
No,
What?
wait.
And there's
Yeah.
an Ed Music character?
Yeah.
Why didn't they just get him to play it?
Humphrey Bogart plays Ed Music.
Humphrey Bogart?
What?
Really?
Oh my
Okay,
god.
outstanding suggestion.
How did we not know
Thank
that?
you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I
for
bet you
the-
Russ knows that.
Pat
You win a
O'Brien.
free
Oh,
cruise
yeah,
on
I'm
board
sure.
Nautilus.
Oh.
JT Trip.
We
that's
need
so
that.
great.
Who? Yeah, like the Pan American, the founder of Pan
Yeah.
American?
Yeah,
The
it says
CEO
Pat
or
O'Brien
the
plays
owner, yeah.
JT Trip.
Oh,
Yeah, we
cool.
talked to his son.
Yeah, just
the other day.
that was the interview
Yeah,
we were talking
yep,
about with
yep.
Dr. Ballard. And
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
feel
so
like we
great.
need to
Thank you
watch
so
this
much
now.
for the suggestion.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it when I go home, that's for sure.
Yeah.
This is great.
And it's China Clipper?
yeah,
Easy enough to remember.
one of the other ones.
Yeah.
There was, well, there's like Hawaii or Hawaiian Clipper, China
That kind of puts it in
Clipper.
perspective how famous, how big
It was
you know,
at
how
the time.
famous Ed Music
Yeah.
was if Humphrey Bogart's
If he's,
playing.
yeah, no kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
It's a nice sea cucumber.
Yay! Do you see that? Do they have like some filament or something, or it's just the
I think
shade?
it's a shadow.
Yeah.
Okay, it's
It's
a
a
shadow.
weird trail, shadow trail though.
Yeah. But they're all they're all pointing about the same direction. So it kind of looks like it could be something at first, but all of them have had it like point straight away from Argus. So.
Exactly. Yeah.
See, these tangents get us somewhere good. This movie tangent got
That's
us all
right.
the way to China Clipper.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah. So great. So after this expedition, the Nautilus will remain in the area, because we are going to visit some unexplored parts of National Marine Sanctuary of American Samoa and Pacific Remote Islands Marine National Monument. So we're going to be here for a couple of weeks, using both of our ROVs. More movies. Lighter Side, Sahara.
Is that one movie or separate movies?
I don't know. Let me check.
Sahara was a Dirk Pitt movie with Matthew McConaughey that wasn't a good version of the
Oh.
book, but it's still a kind of a fun movie anyway.
Okay, so maybe then
Yeah.
there are two movies. Yeah, because
But there could be a movie called...
they mentioned Matthew McConaughey
Yeah, yeah.
there. Yeah. What about Sharknado?
Sharknado.
Which one?
It's terrible, but it's also. But you have to watch it at least once because it's just so ridiculous and fun. So it's just absolutely insane.
Was it the last?
I didn't see
we
2,
talked
3, or
about
4.
Sharknado?
I saw some of one of them, but I couldn't sit through it. It was like too much.
You just need to see like a clip of it and you're like, okay, that was
Yeah, I'm
unique.
not going to get this time back.
Agreed.
Just sitting there. That's 90 minutes
Let's
of my
start
life.
discussing the physics of Sharknado.
Yeah.
From a meteorology standpoint, debatable.
Yeah.
Oh, Machete.
Oh, that's a good movie.
What?
Machete.
Machete.
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh my God.
I will say
Machete
that's a
and
quite
Machete 2
that's
are
a quite
amazing.
jarring movie to watch when you like grew up watching like Spy Kids.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
And-
Spy Kids.
and
Yeah, and it's the
he's-
same director, and he's amazing.
Well, he just did Alita, Battle Angel too.
Oh my
Yes, I
God,
have
that
to
was
see
so
that.
horrible. I
Which,
didn't like it.
Speaking of, is the what's that guy's name? The actor that was in that, but also was in Inglourious Basterds.
Danny Trejo? No.
The Nazi officer in Inglourious Basterds.
Oh yeah, Christoph Waltz.
Yeah,
Mm.
he does a really good job with his characters, especially
Oh,
when he's
yeah.
the
Yeah,
villain.
he's good.
What's he? The new
Yeah,
Rodriguez?
he's really good.
No, the Alita.
Alita. Yeah.
Which is
Battle
also
Angel.
Rodriguez.
That's
Yeah.
Rodriguez. Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about.
I forgot the name of the movie.
Yeah, sorry, I thought you were talking about.
But oh my God, Mike, the Machete movies are just ridiculous. They're so amazing.
Yeah, I really like that.
All his movies are just about. Even the Spy Kids. Some of the the villains or the. Isn't there one of those where there's like a kids carnival ride but is actually throwing the balls in the air? It's just not connected to anything.
I don't think OSHA existed in some of these movies.
In CGI land.
Yes.
So the Alita movie is good?
Visually, yes. Plot-wise, it's like, eh.
Oh, okay. I forgot about it. I want to
Yeah,
see
I didn't like it that much.
I mean, it was really good in 3D. So like, it's the type of movie I'm glad I saw once, but I don't have a desire to see it again.
that. Right.
Have you guys ever seen Boyhood?
No.
No, I
it's-
meant to,
I think I
because
saw
that's
bits
shot
of
over
it.
like.
Yeah, it's the same. They use the same cast, and they shoot it
Oh,
over
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
12
18
years or
18
something.
years or
Oh.
something
That's
like
crazy.
that.
No
Yeah.
kidding.
Is it good?
Yeah, maybe 12 years. Yeah, it's good.
That's Ethan Hawke, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's not the boy, but he's
Yeah,
he
that's
plays
it.
the father, I think.
That's such a huge project to take on.
Yeah, really.
It's cool.
I wonder if they had contingencies for like if an actor died or something. Could happen.
Maybe
question.
just write it into the
Yeah, I
script.
guess you'd have to.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, I didn't mean recasting, but yeah, they would have to adjust the plot line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know what their budget was, but even after Carrie Fisher died, the CGI is incredible. Like you can't even you can barely tell. In the new movies, they still put her in.
It's not CGI.
Yeah, I think in the new movies it's like leftover scenes that they might.
Well, I
have
mean,
done
some of
something
them
in the
are, but
background or
some of
something,
it-
No.
Are you sure?
She passed away after the movie was filmed.
No, but after that, there was.
You haven't seen a movie that she hasn't been filmed in yet. That's
No, but
coming
the-
out this Christmas,
the
and they're
new
using
one,
they're
yeah.
using they're using old takes from the other movies
Yeah.
Sure.
from Force Awakens. Yeah, they CGI'd her as a young character at the end of Rogue One,
Right.
and they CGI'd her for the flying through space moment. But that's not because the actress died. That's because she wasn't in space flying.
Maybe that's something of them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, she passed away after all the filming was done on The Last Jedi, and they're using scenes from Force Awakens that J.J. Abrams shot that were not used. They rewrote those into the newest one coming out.
Okay.
So they're not because they decided they didn't want to CGI her.
Oh.
So, Mike, can you tell us about the next target point and how long would it take us to get there? Do we know?
The next what?
Target point?
I mean, it's the line that we're tracking.
Oh,
right
the
now.
line that we're on?
We're on it?
Oh, looks like we have another hour on this one before we turn, and then we'll go up the next one.
Okay. And yes, I'm going to mention Ross about the China Clipper. If he doesn't know about it, he will get very excited about it.
He can't not know about it.
Yeah.
He's a film producer, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Yes? I haven't known that.
Especially when you spend 5 years researching a group of planes and Ed Music.
Yeah,
and
it might just be like such common knowledge that he, just assumed everybody knew that.
Yeah. Well, also like just the amount of info that he has.
Yeah, also that. Yeah. No, I mean I love Humphrey Bogart in like African Queen and Casablanca, so I need to see this movie.
Yeah, great. That was a great suggestion.
I was gonna mention that as like I've seen Casablanca, but
it's amazing how like it's black and white. There's no CGI. There's not really any action, and it's just so engaging. Yeah. It's like the movies these days don't have that sort of draw in just the way it's shot and just the way the actors say that. Like it, it's just because at first I was like, oh, this movie could be boring, and like halfway through I was like totally into it.
I don't know. I think there are still movies like that. You guys got to avoid the superhero movies and stuff like that.
Well, I do like those too.
I love the superhero movies.
but if that's that's what you're
you gotta
out,
understand.
you're not gonna find those
Absolutely.
Well, I think there can be a balance.
Yeah, Steven.
Just saying.
I think it's much harder to be aware of anything other than a superhero movie now.
Oh, it's hard to compete with the amount of money that
like they're gobbling up a lot of the theater space. And it seems like, I don't know, it would be as easy to get established now as like a filmmaker who's not making these giant, big budget things. Like on the one hand, there's like access to things is like it's maybe more access than before, but it's just like getting it out there.
I mean, if you think about directors like the Coen brothers, I mean, they don't necessarily make action-packed sequences, but super popular films. But even, I mean, I say super popular, but nowhere near the money that superhero movies are grossing. Did anyone see The Favorite last year? That's a good one. It's like, I thought it was going to be like a costume. It looks like a costume drama, but then you go in, and it is like a period piece from England in the early 20th century or late 18th century or late 19th century, but it's just written so well, and it's so funny, and it's not what you expect at all.
So great.
The
Hotel Budapest. I think I've watched that movie. Have you watched that movie?
Oh yeah, I like that.
That's a good one. Yeah.
What is it?
Hotel Budapest.
Grand Budapest
Hotel. Grand Budapest Hotel.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's Wes
Anderson, but like most of his movies, but that one in particular, the shots are just amazing. That one, a lot of them are like wide, really symmetrical, really detailed shots.
I like, I think Darjeeling Limited is my favorite by him. Have you seen that one?
I started watching that again recently and didn't finish it, so I can't remember the second half of it. But yeah, I like that one.
And he had Isle of Dogs come out recently, one of his animated ones.
I was a little bit disappointed with it. Like I liked it, but I really thought I would like it more.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
It was good.
But yeah, it wasn't.
What about Whiplash?
Oh, Whiplash is a good one.
I did like.
Oh yeah, that's with the jazz drummer.
Yeah,
yeah,
that was really good.
That was a really cool one. Captain's Courageous. I haven't
know that
watched
one.
that one. That's a pretty old movie. It seems like 1937. The Green Mile. I haven't watched that one.
That's a good film.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Shawshank Redemption.
Oh yes,
classic.
that's a great movie.
Both
you know what
Stephen
I like?
books,
Little Miss Sunshine.
Little Miss Sunshine.
Oh yeah,
That movie.
That's great.
Hotel Rwanda. Yeah.
I was just gonna say that because the hotel made me very different hotel movie.
Totally.
But still a very good movie.
Yeah. There's this movie that I love. It's called Cinema Paradiso. It's beautiful. I think.
Yeah,
it's
isn't that from the like early 80s?
I think
I
so.
think I've heard
It's
of
an
it, yeah.
old, yeah, it's
Yeah.
an old movie. It's a pretty awesome movie too. And I also like the classics like Charles Chaplin movies.
Yep.
I love those.
I
Old
haven't really
Country
seen
I've
for
never
Old
seen
Men.
No
full
country.
No
movies.
Country for Old Men.
That's a good one.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
a
it's
very
really
Coen
good
Brothers.
movie. Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh,
To
brother.
have and have not. I haven't heard of that one. Treasure of the Sierra Madre.
Yeah, that's a good Humphrey Bogart one.
Across the Pacific. Oh, we have so many suggestions. Oh God. Stranger Than Fiction.
That's funny. It's Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple we don't know, but I'm surprised at the collective knowledge we have of movies
Yeah,
in here.
everybody like saw it.
Saw it, know the director, saw
Well,
it.
I love the Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox movie.
Oh
I love
my!
it.
Oh, that is
It's
absolutely
so good.
hilarious.
It is so
It's
good.
have you guys seen it?
Nope.
Walk
Oh,
Hard,
God, you
Dewey
gotta watch
Cox
it.
story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a
If you've seen the Johnny Cash movie,
Yeah.
too, because
yeah, it's a spoof, and they kind of bring together like parts of like all these singer stories
Nice.
of like Johnny Cash, Elvis, you know, just all together, and then just absolutely make fun of it.
Is it like a mockumentary or
It's no,
Just a straight comedy?
it's just a straight
I mean,
comedy.
it's taking
Satire.
stuff from certainly from the Johnny Cash one, like you're saying, but it is in its own. It is just hilarious.
It's
really
like-
funny.
Yeah, this kid goes off to like start his career at like the age of 12, but he like the actor's a full-grown man. So
It is amazing.
Who plays him again?
Oh,
it's,
John C. Riley.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Hello, Ian.
He's so funny.
We have Ian,
Yes, he's hilarious.
10 years old, and he's asking about trash. Have we seen any interesting trash?
Hello, Ian. I don't think we have.
Fortunately, no.
Well, not recently. Towards the beginning of the dive, we had 2 kind of small signs of trash, but nothing
Yeah.
big.
That's right. Yeah.
Which is a good sign for this area.
That's good, yeah.
What about the last expedition? Did you guys see much?
I wasn't on.
Oh,
We really saw any.
None.
No.
Which is like the least I've ever seen.
that's
because
good.
I
I mean,
always
it
see
is a
some garbage.
marine
is
sanctuary, so
fantastic.
it's good to see.
Yep.
Typically, we do see a lot of marine trash.
Yeah, that's awesome that you're interested in that at such a young age.
Yeah. So we have more and more suggestions the day after tomorrow.
I love that one. Meteorology teacher hates it.
Oh yeah,
Why
that's
would you
that's a
really?
really ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I love that movie.
No, that's what is good about that movie. That's
I don't know. It's
ridiculous.
I
just-
love it.
Yeah,
I love
I
the
get-
question. What is good about them?
That's. I mean, I'm not saying it's like amazingly well done or anything. I just liked it. I don't know. I mean, I've seen it a couple times. Like, I'm not gonna go watch it again now. But
Well, you might.
What about Red and Red 2?
oh, those are
Those are really
hilarious.
good,
Oh
yeah.
Bruce
yeah,
Willis.
yeah. I don't know if I saw this.
I don't think I saw the second one either. The
It's-
first one's really good. Helen Mirren's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They just expand upon some of the jokes they set up,
Yeah,
and
okay.
it's really funny.
Right. Yeah.
Deepwater
The-
Horizon?
Oh, excellent.
I enjoyed that a lot. I didn't think I was going to, but
Mark
I know
Wahlberg.
it's not 100% accurate, but I really liked the depiction of it.
Yeah, they did a really good job of.
That director, Peter Berg, and Mark Wahlberg's team up with like modern day movies that started with Lone Survivor. They did like Patriots Day, which is the Boston Marathon bombing. They've done
also
quite a
a
few
great
that are
movie.
really good.
The yeah, and that was all those are really good. Yeah, there was some things that were a little different with Deepwater Horizon. Like I know like the interaction with like the BP people like didn't exactly go like
Yeah,
as
they
it-
kind of they took a gray area and made it a little bit more black and white. But
yeah, just you know movies how they work.
But John Malkovich was so perfect for that role anyway.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of John Malkovich,
yeah,
being John Malkovich, that movie
It was weird.
Yeah.
is amazing.
So weird, but I like it.
I tried to watch it
He's
like
in,
a week ago or
Red and Red
something. I
2
turned
too.
it off. I always wanted to see it. I hadn't, and I just got annoyed at it.
Yeah, that's
He's
okay.
no, and he's part of the reason that Red and Red 2 is so hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
I love John Malkovich in Con Air.
Oh, yeah.
Which is also just a terrible movie, but hilarious at the same time.
Yes, that is a hilarious movie.
Steve Buscemi is just the creepy serial killer.
Yeah,
yeah.
Nicolas Cage has got that like monster mullet.
Yeah.
And
Just
the
ridiculous.
worst accent you've ever heard.
Oh right, yeah.
But no, Deepwater Horizon, I mean, it doesn't feature it so much, but it's as close as you can come to another Coast Guard movie, really.
Yeah.
They just don't feature the cleanup as much.
Right. No, I really like it. I thought it did a good job showing people, like, you know, the intimate parts of what happened and the people involved.
Yeah.
Is the whole movie like on the rig kind of like
Most
disaster?
of it.
Or
Yeah,
okay.
so it starts off with like events leading up, them working on the specific well, and then it ends with like after the situation ends and they're off.
Yeah, but they don't dwell much on like the cleanup or anything. It's really just kind of that
It's
the
just
sinking
what
event,
happens,
the disaster
yeah.
event. Yeah.
Right.
Well, because like, you know, at first you just hear like, oh, like it blew up and they can't cap it, and that's really like all people knew.
I was on here when what year was that? 2012.
Yes.
Something like that.
Because I think we were in the Mediterranean still, and I remember hearing on the news that there was a well had exploded or whatever, and it was leaking oil. And I remember getting on a flight to Nautilus when it started, and like by the time I got off Nautilus, it was still leaking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it went on forever, didn't it?
Months
Yeah.
and months.
Yeah.
What happened in April, and they didn't get it capped until September.
Yeah, something like that.
The amount of like the millions of barrels of oil.
Yeah, and then Nautilus went into left the Mediterranean after that field season, went to the Caribbean and Gulf, and we actually did a lot of post spill BP funded work with some of those consortiums like Geyser and EcoGig. So
cool.
Nautilus is one of the ships that not like the immediate disaster effort, but like the scientific follow up. Nautilus was heavily involved in, which was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Sea cucumber.
Yeah, it was just a really hard situation. Cleanup was, I mean, cleanup for any oil spill is really bad. But one thing that it did have going for it is like, you know, as it was a ton more oil than Exxon Valdez was. But the environment that dumped in was so much harder to clean. With all their like rocks and the shore and like every little place that it got into, it was very difficult. It was a very pristine environment that was very fragile. So by no means is any oil spill good, but Exxon Valdez definitely, with the OPA 90, the Oil Pollution Act of 1990 that happened after that, definitely set up some good procedures that helped out. And now I believe the Coast Guard's policy is we have all the equipment and we will clean up any oil spill, but we will charge the company such an obscene amount of money for it, basically, that it forces them to, they want to be the ones that clean it up because it's cheaper, and it's really an accountability thing. It keeps the responsible parties involved.
Keeps the
any
responsible parties
consequence.
responsible.
Exactly. But yeah.
Do you guys watch Stranger Things?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get back for the new season.